All right, guys. Going up to Bike Week, the two idiots. This way you can start to see kind of what we do, how we are together on a regular basis. So you can tell that it's not just for the podcast.
Totally for the podcast.
I mean, a little bit.
So pretty soon you'll get to hear me yell because I hate driving with a trailer. And we have $90,000 plus worth of bikes on the back of the trailer. And we're just hoping my engine doesn't explode again like the last time we towed with it.
But then again, it was just your truck wanted to match your bike, so.
Yeah, I did blow the front cylinder of my bike, but at least my fans turn on. Oh, I don't have fans.
Hey, I got the opposite problem.
Yeah.
The fans kick on my truck too long. Fans don't kick on the bike, so.
That is true.
Yeah.
You are pretty backwards.
There you go. That's what it is.
So yeah, what's your favorite part of getting ready for Bike Week?
Not driving with Jim.
Yes, my favorite part of getting ready for Bike Week is getting everything loaded at the very last minute, so that we can all be up until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Going, this was really dumb.
Yeah, that was great, dude. I did not sleep very well last night at all.
No, I was definitely excited to spend 3 hours in the car with you.
Yeah, it was gonna be a good time, and it has been up to this point.
So far,
even though we've had to take a back road to get up to Scottsdale now.
Yeah, some sort of road construction. Imagine that in Arizona.
Never would have guessed.
Yeah, I-10 is like the land of perpetual construction.
But yet like somehow there's bulls everywhere.
Yeah. You know, the good thing is you know, it is Arizona, so they can do road work all year round. But
yeah. And it's perfect riding weather right now. That's the good thing. That's what I'm actually looking forward to.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 80 degrees tomorrow, and then it drops down to like high 60s, low 70s. So it's going to be beautiful up here. We're going to have a good time here at Bike Week. We'll be doing a podcast from Bike Week. We're going to try to bring in a couple of broken windows and a couple of guests along the way. So if you hear girl talking in the background, it's going to be Siri with my directions because we're on some back road, so I'm not sure exactly where we're going, but we'll get there somehow.
But there's a lot of trucks on this road, so
yeah, I think we're going in the right direction. A lot of people are taking this route instead of dealing with 15-mile-an-hour traffic. But no, things are good. Ubi and I just decided to start this thing going. So once again, I'm Eric Rock. This is Ubi Thumper. We all have different names about, you know, with our road names. So my road name for the club that we're in is Rock. His road name is Thumper. So I got my name by dealing with work things and got rocks thrown at me a couple of times. So they called me a rock magnet, and that just kind of stuck. So we shortened it up for my road name for Rock.
Which it fits. I mean, you kind of are like a rock.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Although we could change it to Boulder.
Yeah, it could be Boulder because, you know, I'm kind of an immovable object. I set my feet and nobody's going to move me out of the way. Rock could also be considered what my intelligence level is because sometimes it's not there. But so Thumper's got one too.
Yeah, mine was great. Actually, it was Eric's birthday last year.
2 years?
Oh,
2 years? 1 year?
Maybe.
No, last year. It was last year.
So last year, Eric's birthday was at Bike Week. Came by, and we just had a blast. But then we started having other people from other campsites coming up. Oh, hey, it sounds like you guys are having a great time. Here's some more bottles of alcohol.
Here's a fresh bottle of alcohol for you guys to drink. And, you know, we don't want to be bad hosts at our own campsite, so we made sure we emptied every bottle that they brought.
Oh, geez,
so needless to say, there was a little bit of alcohol that was consumed.
Just a little.
And
then stayed in the top bunk.
He was in the top bunk. I was in the bottom bunk. And in the middle of the night, you know, in an RV, as people who never RV'd before, even if you have them set up just right, when you move around in an RV, the whole RV moves. Everybody feels it. So this guy's getting out to go to the bathroom, and we hear him step on one step of the ladder. Then we hear him miss every other step on the ladder and hits the ground and bounces twice. So apparently gummy bears do bounce.
Gummy bears do bounce. Apparently they do. Greatest part about it was you could hear everyone trying to hold back their laugh.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Ubi? And he said yes. And then as soon as he said yes, everybody burst out laughing in the trailer. So he woke everybody up with his thumping on the ground. And one of the spouses said, yeah, we ought to call you Thumper because you're the way you hit that ground. And it has stuck ever since.
And it's a fitting name. It works out.
And it makes sense because his favorite place is on the ground because he's dumped his bike more than anybody else I know. I've been in a motorcycle wreck. He has.
I have.
So we, it's something a motorcycle rider's gonna have. You're gonna get into a wreck, or you're gonna.
It's not.
Or you've had a wreck.
It's not.
Those are the two. It's
not
when.
if you. Yeah, it's when you drop it.
And then 90% of the time, it's a friggin' Prius. So we have a very big hatred of Priuses. So for any of yeah, thank you very much.
Let's get that correct.
So for any of you that drive a Prius and want to listen to the podcast, we're sorry.
We hate you, but you're still welcome.
Yeah, we don't hate you. We hate your car.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
Well, yeah, we hate you because you bought one. Yeah. But anyway, that being said,
and also you gave me PTSD.
Yeah. So now we'll drive by a car. If a Prius goes by, you'll hear him scream for mommy, which is pretty normal. So I've just known when he curls
over your stereo, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, no. So I have a loud Harley. So I have a 2021 Harley Road Glide Special.
You can probably see in the back over there.
You might be able to see it in the back. It's on the left side of the trailer, on the driver's side of the trailer. Stage 2. So it's a stage 2 Harley tune. It's got a torque cam,
and an
intake, exhaust, and just the front half of the engine. So it was only the front piston that got replaced.
Half a new engine.
So half a new engine. I got a brand new front piston on it last year. It had a bad ring when they put it in together, so it was spitting some oil. Yeah. So they fixed it up. It's running good now. Once again, still not as fast as his. Yeah. Like, to be honest, I love the performance of I love the performance of his Challenger. It's an amazing bike. They are. Oh God. Oh yeah. That squealing is the trailer tire because apparently the gain is up a little bit too high. But we made it. So
we didn't die.
So yeah, we didn't die yet. But yeah, so I bought the Harley So I bought a Harley. At the time I was looking at bikes, I had a friend who had an Indian, and he was having all sorts of problems with it, and I started looking at the idea of, I want to ride cross country. I've done it, twice now, where I've driven all over the U.S. Had a multitude of bikes, and we'll have it in our bio eventually. You'll see what bikes we've owned,
and we'll
stuff
talk
like
about
that.
all this. We'll kind of just talk about all this stuff along the way while we're going.
Yeah,
we're just kind of just giving a little intro to everything.
Yeah, this is really the first podcast, so it's a little bit of the behind the scenes about what we're going to be talking about. We talk about bikes. We talk about some current events, but we kind of stay out of the news cycle because we don't believe anything they say.
Yeah, there's that too.
But the whole point of this is we want to have a good time. We want you guys to join us and have a good time. We're going to get to a point where we're going to get a phone, get you guys calling into us. We're going to set up, we've got an email coming.
We got an email already set up. So all our social medias are set up. There's a few things posted right now, but we're working on getting a little more stuff posted because did not realize how long it takes to make these damn posts.
Yeah, I'm glad he's doing it. I'm too busy.
I'm busy too, but it's something I think is gonna work out.
Well, but I'm married, so I have a honey-do list. You've got an I-do list.
Yeah, there's that too.
I-do
At least
list.
an I-do.
You're a moron.
But then I just don't do it half the time. So that's what makes me the moron. I just don't end up doing it, and I'm just like, why didn't I do it?
Exactly. But no, so we both love bikes. We go back and forth about Indians and Harleys. So I bought mine because I like the dealer network when I ride cross country. I can stop and get into a Harley dealership along the road, and I've had to stop in for small things here and there. And every Harley dealer when I've been on the road have taken other bikes off the lifts and put mine on there to help with my problem while I'm on the road. So really awesome. Love that. Indian dealers, they're great dealers. They're great guys.
Few and far between sometimes.
Yeah. So
but although they did really take care of me this last time.
Oh yeah, your guys took care of you with your issue with your command center. So
yeah, so they're really like trying.
So yeah, give them a rundown of the issues you had with your bike, other than it staying upright. We had to put the training wheels back on it because this dude runs into the back of a Prius, wrecks his bike, totals his old bike.
But the Prius cut me off.
Walks away from the accident, and then he tries to go pull into somebody's driveway, puts the bike on its side, and breaks his leg. So
there's a picture on social media where I'm in my cut in a truck, and it was during the time when I broke my leg, so I was going to one of our meetings.
Yeah, so
That's my excuse.
He was wearing a cut and a cage, which is not a good thing. But you know, he's new.
He's new,
and he was on some pretty good pain meds. So he probably shouldn't have been driving in the first place. But that's his fault.
Yeah. Well, I made it. That's
but did you die?
Exactly.
Nope.
Didn't die. But yeah. So apparently, I'm indestructible when it comes to Priuses. Pre-I. When it comes to curbs,
not so much.
Not so much.
So what we've done is put some training wheels on, so that he can learn how to turn left and right.
And I got the little bell.
He runs the bell when he comes through.
Yeah.
But he bought the Challenger. Great bike, love it. It is faster than my Harley.
Yeah, stock. Completely stock.
Completely stock, but nah, I don't care.
Once I get a few more things put on there.
Yeah, he's going after that third bike in there, so that's going to be Jim's bike.
You might not be able to see.
Which is, it's hard to see. It's a Street Glide.
But he's got...
it's a 2017 or 18?
I think it was an 18.
I think it's an 18.
But he's got 25 grand just in his engine.
Yeah, he's got a 128 cubic inch motor, all sorts of stuff done to it, dyno tune, the whole deal. He's got more money than sense, which is...
there's that too. But he's also doing a little extra now because my bike keeps up with his.
Yeah, so he's worried about, getting burned out. But, and before, like, the bike that I had could burn his bike. So I had a Suzuki C109 Boulevard, so 109 cubic inch liquid cooled, big ass 240 rear tire.
Yeah.
And it just traction for days, so there was no spinning the tire, like it would just go. And I could play an RPM game with him because he had to shift way earlier than I did, and I could rev out higher. So as soon as he shifted, he was mine. But I got rid of that bike because it was not comfortable on long rides. It wasn't terrible, but it was not as comfortable as what I have now.
No. You can't compare any of those other bikes to stuff like this.
No.
Like everything else I've ever had and ridden, and even like dirt bikes. Dirt bikes are fun as hell, and they can be comfortable for that little bit, that little period of time.
But we're going to be, and we're riding this summer, we're riding to Chicago.
Yeah.
And it's 1,700 miles. Yeah. And we do about, we're only going to do probably average about 600-700 miles a day. But that's, going all day, 90 miles an hour, 85 miles an hour, set to cruise on the bikes and go. And it's a beautiful thing to have things like cruise and stereos, and it makes it much more comfortable.
And now we have all that safety stuff connected, so we have our comms units and stuff. So
so instead of me going like this with all my hand signals is what I normally do. Apparently I am the worst American Sign Language motorcycle rider on the planet because everyone's like, we don't know what you're saying. So
we just kind of guess half the time.
So they're like,
the only ones you got to really worry about is when he does,
he's waving
one
at
way
us,
or the other way.
Something's important. So now we all got helmet comms. We got some good helmet comms that we're using.
Which I think both of us would say that anybody that's either new to riding, getting into riding, starting to ride with a group and stuff like that, it's a great thing to have for safety reasons. Anything that happens, anything you guys can communicate. No one's going to get left behind. No one gets lost. You can communicate like, hey, there's the place is over here. We missed the turn, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I mean, for a short ride where everybody knows, like if you're doing your in-town riding to your favorite restaurant, then everybody knows where it's at. It's not as big of a deal. But like, I wear a half helmet most of the time when I'm riding here through town. But then once I hit highways, I always do a full face helmet. So if I'm going on a highway trip, it's a full face helmet every time. So now I've got the comms. It makes it safer for everybody. And if I'm not paying attention to the camera, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to kill us.
Or the bikes. I think the bikes are more important than us, honestly, at this point.
Absolutely.
Let's be honest.
But yeah, absolutely. But now,
especially my sewing machine.
Yeah, that's literally what his bike sounds like. It sounds like a sewing machine. So we're going to try to pick him up a Reinhardt this weekend. If we can find the Reinhardt for his Indian, but
hopefully they have it because they were sold out online, and I've been trying to get it. Since having broken my leg, it kind of delayed me doing stuff for a while. So.
Well, yeah, you just kind of had to lay there. It's kind of like you at work. So those of you guys that don't know, we also work together. So we do work together. We don't talk about work, but
we won't be talking about work. Or if we do, there's going to be like little comments about certain things, but we're not going to go any depth about it. If you guys do have questions about it, we're probably not going to address too much when it comes to work stuff. Like, this is outside of work. This is everything we do, and like
off
like I said,
time, hobbies, etc.
This is just kind of how we are with each other regardless, and we wanted to give you some insight so that you don't
a little
think
background on the beeps.
Yeah, you don't think that we're just kind of throwing this on for the podcast, honestly.
Yeah, we don't. That's always been our rule. So there's things we don't talk about. We don't talk about our spouses. Well, my spouse, he's single, so he can talk about whatever he wants. But I don't talk about my spouse. I won't talk about her. Yeah. I don't talk about my kids. I do have children. I have 2 children, boy and girl. He's got 2 children, 2 boys. So we're not going to talk about them. That's one of those things that we just don't do.
They just won't be named.
We don't bring that into
and if we do ever mention the kids on the podcast, it's going to be kids. We're not going to say, oh yeah, we're not going to say names or anything like that. So just as a thing, and hopefully you guys respect that privacy for us. And it's not even as much for us as it is for the actual kids, because we know how the internet can be, and we're ready for it. We're ready. So bring on all the comments, bring on all the hate mail and everything. Like,
well, I mean, we call ourselves Bikes, Mikes, and Idiots for a reason. We know we're dumb, and this is probably going to be the worst podcast you've ever listened to,
or you're listening.
Hey, that's so yeah, I mean, ultimately, our goal here is have a good time with you guys, to just have fun and enjoy this. Like, this life, we're here for a short period of time.
Yeah, and you got to enjoy. You don't. And this is one thing it took a little while for me to understand was we don't live to work, we work to live. And that's the same people probably hear on a regular basis, but like to actually live that lifestyle,
and it's
like,
hard.
It is hard,
especially with our positions. It's extremely hard to live that because work takes up so much of our lives.
It really does.
So we're minimum 50 hours, 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
And it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
And to be honest, the podcast is a little bit of a outlet for us too, where we can just kind of BS about be idiots, because we gotta be kind of smart at work sometimes.
Yeah, but try to be. Gives us a chance to talk to each other, and I mean, what you see here is what you get. We're friends outside of work. We're friends outside of the podcast, and we really do give each other crap like this. So like, you guys are gonna think we hate each other, and we do not. Like,
and that
we would do anything for each other.
If you know that kind of lifestyle, any kind of like military, first responder, law enforcement, any kind of, and you see them giving someone like a real hard time, they actually really love that. They really care for that person. They might not be the best of friends, but that's kind of that lifestyle. If you don't give that person crap, you don't really like them. Like, that's just kind of how it is in those fields. So,
and you'll hear it all the time. You'll hear people say, "Oh my God, how are you guys like nurses?" Or nurses are the worst. So if you've ever been around nurses in the back room when you're hearing what they're saying, oh my gosh, like they make law enforcement guys look tame. But it's a way, and I'm a peer support member, so I help out other guys who are going through things in their lives within our agencies, amongst our friends. And the big thing that we talk about is outlets. So this is an outlet for us to kind of decompress and do something that's not related to work, which is why we don't talk too much about it.
And honestly, it would be a great thing too because we're all about helping other people, like even just on the way, like hopefully that chick got her tire, or it wasn't too bad, or whatever it may be. But
so yeah, we were behind this horse trailer, and this back tire was jumping. Like it looked like it was about coming apart. Like it was going to come apart. And we pulled up, we went by her, and we're like, hey, oh my god, hey, your tire's really crappy. And then we looked and we saw her, and she was cute.
Yeah, she was.
So,
but
sorry, honey.
He just started. He started going too far back. I have this window open, and the tire's right there, and I'm like, oh god.
So we pulled back up, waved her down. She put her window down. We told her, hey, your tire's coming apart. She pulled off the next exit. We had to keep going, unfortunately, because we have a time. We got a time frame. I got to be there for the delivery of the trailer. So
yeah, but like,
do good to each other.
My point with it too was hopefully like I said, we like to try to do good for people and like help people out if we can, and maybe this podcast can also, if it affects just one person, helps one person out, like with their work stuff and being able to decompress. Like we said, like Eric was saying, we're going to try to work it into where we can start getting call-ins and hopefully eventually start doing live shows maybe. But that one's going to be a little bit tougher just because of the schedule wise. We might not be being able to do a live show at a good time for people to be able to really engage with us. but we will do like comment questions and stuff like that too. So if we're able to help one person, even just one person, we'd be happy with that. Like, that's a big thing for us. That's what we do on a regular basis. We try to help out whoever we can. We're not perfect.
Well, I am.
Perfect idiot.
Yes, sir.
So
I'm perfect at something. I don't know what it is yet.
I've still been trying to figure that one out too.
Yeah.
I'm still not even the best idiot.
I might be the best idiot.
So, you know, hopefully this gives you guys some insight. We're gonna expand it, try to do whatever we can. We also golf. We golf together, do stuff like that. So maybe we'll integrate some of that into it. Just some of our other loves in life. Like, we have so many similarities, but very different at the same time too. But cars, just lots of things. There's so many things we're into. And getting a call from Jim right now.
All right. Well, we're gonna talk to Papa Jim real quick.
And, maybe we'll do another segment right now.